Hello and welcome back to Hoi for Equestria War, the Kingdom of Aquileia under Vivienne, Discret. And today's episode, well, we're about to try reunification with Taran, but otherwise, we're preparing for our wars, our future wars, with our neighbor to the north. Which is also why I'm gonna real quickly just set for building up more troops. Taran refuses our proposal. How dare you! I'm gonna have to not build quite as many troops for a moment, because I'm probably gonna lose some here. Taran refuses our proposal. The delegation that was sent to Taran has returned, delivering with them a document which they presented to the Vivienne Discret. It was an unsigned agreement for Taran's re-annexation into Aquileia proper. The negotiators explained that the Tarans had refused to even negotiate about any kind of reunification and asserted their status as a sovereign independent nation, completely free from both Aquileia and Fenrista. The response was met with outrage in the government. Taran had traditionally been part of Aquileia, so the Tarans desiring independence seemed absurd. This bold separatism could spark unrest in other border regions if it was not dealt with swiftly. Calls were made for a military intervention to dismantle the rebels of Taran. Some noted the irony of this, how Aquileia was becoming the new Equestria, but they could do little to silence the calls for war. The Tarian response was understandable, however, as 3 decades of foreign occupation had inspired strong nationalism in the area. If an invasion of Taran is launched, the Tarians may never fully accept Aquilian rule. So, invasion time. Boom. Easy. You really think you're just gonna get away with not becoming a part of my nation? As if. As they now, yeah, I can just begin integrating them. There we go. The Aquilian School of Polytechnique. While Aquileia has long cultivated a tradition of higher learning, it has long failed in focusing it on practical matters like the famed universities of Yale. One of the proteges of Cuthbert has signed the proposed the creation of a school dedicated to forming the best and brightest engineers for the service of the nation at large, for science, country, and glory. Popular musician, whatever, don't really care about any of that stuff. Okay, cool. Okay, I suppose I'll go to this side now. Alright. Machine tool modernization. The modern world is no longer one of sweat and honed skills, but one of buzzing and whirring machines. If we are to continue on our path of modernization, we will have to invest significantly in our machinery. It may not be the most refined task, but it is a necessary one. Yes, of course. Alright. There we go. And that's what I'm gonna do for now. Okay. I'm just preparing. Preparing for a war. Publishes a stranger. Albert Plumus is a name that has quickly risen in the artisan circles of Aquileia. His absurdist approach towards life, which is widespread in his works, has attracted many griffins wary of the constant wars raging across the world. He has recently finished his newest novel titled Little Rincher, The Outsider, which follows Griff Salt and his indifferent lifestyle. The critics praise the main character's disposition towards life, authority, and religion. These are proper values for the uncertain times. Thus, the book has quickly become an integral part of Aquilian's shelf. Remind me not to look at the sun. I mean, the problem is, I don't have the manpower to do much more than I am at the moment. Okay. Or any... Yes, you know, me obsessed with manpower. I get it. I always am. But me also just looking through and seeing anything to do with manpower in the military section. No. Synthetic oil experimentation. When it comes to oil, Aquileia has not been in the worst situation. With close proximity to Lisa oil fields and historical ties with Saudi Arabia, we've had our luck. But the world is ever-changing. We ought to explore synthetic fuel. Abundance and dependence is a dangerous combination to trust. That is true. We should not take that risk. $80. Good. And I'm gonna go and do that and that. Me. All right. Oh wow. What an alliance chain. They've literally just said we've got to hold them from going further south. Like, they haven't joined. They're just chilling. They're communists, so they don't really care about this harmonic alliance. But even they, who are non-aligned, said, you know, I'm okay with joining this group. Let's hold them. Let me join together, and we'll all hold them off from going further south. They're the anti-radical front, huh? I'm sure they say that because they're against them, and I'm sure they also are blocking them from going north, because they are also in perfect position to do that. But with them joining, it does make their position pretty clear as the other path. So basically, they're the ones in between me and Wingbardy who just said, let's all come together and protect ourselves from both of them. The agrarian law. Through targeted subsidies, the Aquilian state ensures that there is always an abundance of grain. The people thrive and prosper amidst a Carconius of victuals. The Aquilian standard. Aquilian industrial output has long been of either poor quality or bound by outdated methods. While the Republicans did help when it comes to industrialization, it was Cuthbert who proposed that Aquilian industry should seek quality rather than quantity to compete. It is time to implement the valeur quality. Quality. However you pronounce it. I love how I decided to be a reading thing. Like, my main thing is just reading on this. And I don't know how to pronounce a lot of words. So it's, like, really funny that, like, I read so much on here. Also, they've been winning a lot. Like, they're not supposed to be winning as much as they are. That they're winning a lot. I don't know what's up with that. It's interesting, though. You know, you're quicker. I might as well just go ahead and go for it. Why not? Aquilian industrial output has long been either poor quality or bound by outdated methods, and when the Republicans did help, it comes to industrialization. It was Cuthbert who proposed that Aquilian industry should seek quality rather than quantity to compete. It is time to implement valeur quality. Yes! That is what we will do. The fall of Yakustown, I don't really care about them. Though they've fallen to Stalingrad, which is interesting. Though really it looks like it's just going to be changing lands in Stalingrad on that continent. I mean, sure, there's going to be these two hiding out, but it's not looking good for Equestria is what I mean. So, yeah. Fall of Carthan. The Wingboarding Republic becomes a subject. Oh. Oh, that was quick. I didn't even notice it started and it's already ended. I mean, with the power of lots of small nations, you can do a lot. Especially when Toulouse actually has a freaking big army, apparently. I don't know why they specifically were the ones that got in on it. Yeah, Toulouse got the puppet. Well, they're expanding in the south. The anti-radical front is actually quite a big danger. They're honestly probably the three powers of the west of Griffonia are just the Reichspact, who is resurging, the Kingdom of Aquileia is resurging, and not any one of them, but just the anti-radical front together is their own, thing. Man, I probably shouldn't have helped them. Well, actually, it doesn't even matter that I helped. Well, I suppose it caused them to be able to join, but whatever. Look, I wanted to be able to get Taran, and it made sense to me, and I got an island out of it. And this is, you know, one I got from birthday, the other I got for compensation helping in a war, you know, it just feels right. Now let's construct things. Woo! Refurbish the Prydean shipyards. Despite our vast shores and overseas relations, Aquileia still lags behind more naval-minded nations when it comes to shipbuilding. We will make investments in Prydia to make them up to the task. We may yet to see a world in which the brand of Chantiers Nux de Prydia carries water. Just, you know, chilling. Waiting for the Griffonian Empire to become resurgent, or until this year is over. Whichever comes first. Alright. Okay, just gonna get more of those, so when I get my new guns, I'll be able to upgrade my guns quicker. Cheer up Tara, is having a good time. You're doing your thing, being puppeted. Carthaginian Republic is smiling. The Pruffy Development Scheme. Independence hasn't brought much prosperity to the Pruffy, but there is no point in gloating about such observations. We need to go and fund these prodigal regions in a way that ties and integrates them into the Aquilian family. We have learned the hard way what happens when provinces try and become their own little kingdoms. Yes, it doesn't tend to work out for us very well. I can certainly agree to that. Or agree with that. Whatever the wording is. Let's see. Now I'm gonna put you in charge for now. Just because it's a group of, just 12, so you're a good person for it. You're focused. You can focus in and organize a smaller group like that better than anyone else can, so I'll leave it up to you for the moment. We're going to develop Floina and expand Fezerian shipyards as well. What else can we do? No. Oh, we can do some prospecting for resources, which I'm down for. Aquilian remilitarization. Aquileia has been infirm for too long, and after the recent traumatic events, it is clear that we can no longer rely on anyone for protection but ourselves. Whatever awaits in the coming years, Aquileia will face all challenges as strong as it ever has been. Yes, we are strong, we are mighty, and we will survive. We will survive in this world, no matter the cost. sure. Aquileia has been infirm for too long, and after recent traumatic events, it is clear that we can no longer rely... Okay, I've already read that. I forgot immediately. Fall of Lost Pegasus? Oh no, where will I go on vacation now? Oh, they also joined in. They just were like, huh, you know, let me help you beat up Equestria that's on the verge of death. Maybe I can get something out of it. Open the military development interface. Okay, what is this? Support development. Despite what may be thought about the infantry and armored tractors, the artillery in this port wins the day. The rest are there to soak damage. General Eaglehearts advocates for a focus on improving the effectiveness of artillery doctrine, along with the efforts in improving some of the more specialized section of the army. Eagleheart's stats will increase by 1. The support military development path will be unlocked. Armored development. Immobile guns and legs have their uses still, but for smashing walls and barricades and steel and stone, there's no better tool than armor, an engine, and a big gun. General Utters has been requesting funding for research and development of efforts aiming at making clean armor equal to none on the battlefield, along with some much-needed structural modernization. They will increase by 1. Armored military development path will be unlocked. Whenever someone promotes tanks or guns over the venerable infantry, they should just know that no matter what, it's not yours until your infantry are on it, and theirs aren't. General Gilbert wants the army to take a no-nonsense approach to doctrine, improving fortification, logistics, and opening up more positions with the armed forces to Aquilian ponies. This is my playstyle. The infantry military development path will be unlocked. Yes. Now that's my type of pony. Advanced fortification doctrine. Okay. They shall not pass. The soldier can only match as far as his stomach allows him, and infantry lacking ammunition are little more than target practice for the enemy. By further pushing for further modernization within the logistical elements of our infantry brigade, we ensure that our troops will never lack food or ammo. Alright. Cool. Well, let's begin upgrading that as well then. They shall not pass. Attacker tactic damage. I'll put that on for now. And that's Simon Goldbert that got that. Well, Simon, for suggesting such a beautiful path to me. Except I'm not even sure if it was you that did it. I was not paying attention too much. You're promoted. Hopefully I didn't promote some random guy. You'll tell me, and I won't change. The Aquilian Standard. Industry regulations have encouraged the development of production standards, leading to the greater efficiency in manufacture of goods and the construction of buildings. Setting doctoral disputes. War has changed, and Aquileia must decide how it is going to approach the battlefield of the 11th century. The wars of the future will be ones of industry and grand strategy, and we cannot delude ourselves in thinking old methods will still work. For now, I'll do that. But next up, I'm going to go down to limited export, so I can be good just chilling. The fall of Canterlot, a symbolic victory, and I think on the verge of just a real victory. Yeah, that is a symbolic victory. It also just means they're about to have an actual, just straight up real victory. So, yeah. Hey, the communists are reaching the one area where communism pops up in Equestria. Nice, you guys get to actually hang out. Cool. Have fun. Hopefully you have good discussions. Enjoy yourself. Yada yada. Things like that. No, there's one more over here that I just didn't do. Well, let's do that. Oh, that's Equestria falling. The friendship was magic. Emphasis on was. So Stalingrad took a good bit off. They bit off the east a little, but Changing Lands took the majority. Stalingrad didn't really join until they were mostly over anyways. The Doctrine debate. An executive decree, the newly reformed Aquileian General Staff has been undergoing intense internal discussion about the reorganization of the army. An eccentric group of Civil War veterans, officers from the days of King Morset, and the transfers from recently abolished branches of the old Royal Army have risen to the occasion, relaying spirited exchanges on weighty doctrinal matters through realms of memos and hundreds of meetings, both official and otherwise. Our army, while full of patriotic spirit and stalwart soldiers, needs direction and purpose if it is to perform its function well. Thankfully, it seems that the debate is finally coming to a consensus. We are going to... The strength of our nation has always been our people. Which we are doing because we've already been going through this path for a while now. So we're not just gonna randomly switch paths at this point. So, yeah. Find support battalions. Whether it is to build bridges across rivers, care for wounded soldiers, provide reconnaissance, or ensure supplies are getting where they should, we need to ensure that our soldiers are trained for the task. Of course. But anyways, I think this is a good time to go ahead and end this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And, as always, peace.